What's up, YouTube friends? Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm here in the studio doing a beauty shoot today with, let me flip the screen around, Miss Jessica and Miss Agnes. It's the Polish crew today.
Oh yeah,
Polish gang.
The Polish gang.
So we start on Mondays.
That's right. That's how we do. Today we're doing a little beauty shoot just to give you guys a little peek at what's going on. Profoto D2 with a beauty dish with a grid. Got the Last-A-Light tri-reflector. Got a huge Westcott 7-foot umbrella that's going to be behind me. And just to show you guys what we've got so far, give you guys a little sneak peek. There's some of the photos that we got with this setup. Pretty cool. Really nice and easy setup. Could shoot tight. I could back up a little bit. Works out really well. I see Susan and Keith are in the house. How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day. So I'm gonna give the phone. Yeah, let's do this. Tell me a little bit about what's what do we have going on right now?
So I'm holding an ours.
Yes.
Agnes, you do more because I'm a makeup artist. I don't know. It is called the Strobe.
So I glaze. It's for lips, it's for eyes, it's for the cheeks. So it's like a multi-purpose product.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's on my lips, it's on my lashes, right?
On your eyelids.
Eyelids.
And on your cheeks.
And on my cheeks.
Very cool. So we're going to try to take some photos with the product to post it on social media. It's one of the ways that we use to really just get engagement on Instagram. Which, speaking of Instagram, you've got a massive Instagram. Let everybody know where they can follow your work.
Please follow me. It's at Jessica, and then my last name is M as in Monica, ARKOWSKI. So follow me there.
Excellent. I'll put that in the description for the video too. So if you guys are watching this later on, I'll make sure that I add that on there. So I'm going to hand you the phone.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll get some shooting. If you see any good questions, let me know. I'm sure people are going to ask what we're using on the camera side of things. We've got the A7R III with the 135 1.8 G Master. Just got it like a week ago. And I know you guys have seen on my YouTube channel, I did videos on this like several months ago, but I just now got it because it's been back ordered for a little while. Even though I'm an artisan, we still end up having to wait just like everyone else. So I got that. Profoto lighting, which I showed you guys earlier. Settings, f8, 1/160 for my shutter, and ISO 100. So let's see. Let's do this. Back up a little bit here because this is a tight lens. Bring the products in a little closer to you. There you go. Very good. Nice. So this hand is perfect. This one needs to come in closer. So like elbow closer to the body. There you go. Just like that.
Do you want it to be closer to my lips?
That doesn't matter so much. Just bringing it in tighter because it's cutting off maybe like half of the hand. There we go. Beautifully done. Love that.
Hello from El Paso, Armando. David is asking, are you using aperture?
What's it called?
Aperture?
Aperture?
Aperture, yes. I just do makeup. I just do makeup here.
Are you talking about the lighting?
I
I'm
have
using
no idea.
Profoto lighting. I have an aperture light in the background that I'm using just to light up the studio. That's for the video, but not for the photos. The photos are actually being lit with two Profoto D2s, one inside of this big white umbrella. This is actually acting as the main light. So most of what you're seeing with the lighting on these photos is coming from this. But what I started to do was, and you see this in my 5 ways I use a beauty dish video, I'm using this beauty dish at a lower power just to bring out some more of her cheekbone structure. It just adds to the highlights that are on her face. Without it, it's just a little more flat, not as interesting to me.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's the idea. Very nice.
Well, hello, Jarek. Hello from Poland.
Beautiful.
Welcome.
We got some more Polish folks.
Yes.
Great.
We listen.
Miguel z Nowego Jorku.
Tak.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I need to
Yes.
learn some Polish.
Exactly. Well,
do.
I haven't taught you anything.
I know. Teach me all the bad words first.
Well, everybody starts with, I don't know, they might flag me in.
Oh no! Yeah, don't tell me.
No.
No flagging. So do me a favor.
Yeah.
Take let's do something where you're pulling the product out. so that we can have everything a little tighter,
Okay.
closer to your face.
Question, because you see how NARS, it's like
Yes.
NAR. Do you want to show the N?
Sure. That seems
Or,
good.
okay, so
Yeah, I think that seems good. Kind of showing it
kind
from
of put
that
it in,
angle.
right?
Yeah, almost like you're about to pull the applicator out. And I would even say, because I love how you're looking off camera, that kind of just like gaze, smiling. So this NARS product makes you so happy and it makes you so glowy, and your friends, your girlfriends are off camera and they're just like, oh, we love NARS. That's gonna be that smile right there.
Okay.
We want to buy all the NARS because you're so amazing. That's the look as you're looking off camera, smiling and laughing, and you happen to be pulling the product out. That's the story that we're telling.
What's the lens you are using, Miguel?
This is the 135 millimeter 1.8 G Master lens
Gotcha.
from Sony.
The new one, right?
Yep, brand spanking new. Beautiful. Okay, reset the look.
So, 11 Studio Photography is asking if you want to go more, if you want to get more details. Oh, hold on, I lost it. If you want to get more details and definition, why don't you use black flags on each side?
Yes, so you can do that. You could add, for example, I have black V flats that I could put on either side. And by doing that, it is going to add a little bit of dimensionality to the face. But to be honest, and actually, let's take a look at the photo so we can see kind of where we're going.
Oh,
with
very
this.
pretty.
Let's see what we got. So,
I like that, Jess. So pretty.
so this is where we're going. So you can technically put black flags. Wow, it's really overexposed on there. There it goes. You can add that, and it's going to add a little bit of shape to the face. In this case, I mean, it's kind of just a bright look, so I opted against it. But you could do that if you wanted to. Matter of fact, I might actually take a few just for kicks and giggles, because normally I would do this setup with flags on either side. But I think it looks good as is. What's the flash on top of the camera? It's actually not a flash, it's a remote. So I'm using the Profoto Air remote. Let's see, and I'm going to give this back to you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to set up the black flags just so we can see how different that will look. Let's see.
Watching you.
Watching
me.
myself.
So the Twilight Zone. Me watching you, watching me,
Yes.
watching you.
That's what we do.
Well, there's not a big difference between the photographs and in live, so you know, it's just gorgeous.
Love it. Any other questions from
Oh, sorry.
us fine folks on the old tubes?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Enough, you got that, Jess.
I'm sorry. As you can tell, I'm not on a
Oh, you got
YouTube.
one job here.
I know.
To know.
Is
The good
to
stuff.
answer.
All right, I'm going to sneak by you.
Gotcha.
I'm going to steal. Can you actually take that?
Chair?
Yeah. I'm going to box you in, so hopefully you're not claustrophobic.
No.
If you are, I apologize in advance.
What's the most challenging part of a shoot like this?
You know, the models are just really
Models.
difficult.
Jeez, these Polish models.
What does this mean?
The hardest part is when you have, you know, everyone Polish and you're Spanish and you're just, no.
It's a hard situation.
It is. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I know they're making fun of me, so, you know. No, you know, I think the hardest part, honestly, is just trying to decide on what you want to do with the lighting. Because, honestly, when you have beautiful model, great makeup, there's like a million different ways to go with the lighting. So I think it's just a matter of just settling on, like, what do you want to do? Like, when someone asks about the flags, I'm thinking, well, I probably would have used flags for these shots, but it looked fine without them. So I think there's always this feeling of like, oh, I could do this and I could do this, and it's just reining it back in and just getting it done. Really, that's.
And the
It's all about-
background, what's the background?
Background is Savage. It's a.
It's not a white, right? No.
No, it's. Oh, I forgot the color. All right, so I'm seeing one thing. Let me make a little change here. I think it's like beige. Is the color?
Yeah, it's like a beige.
So the V flats are okay. This one was a little bit too close, so she's got too deep of a shadow on this side, so I just backed that out. Beautiful.
Yes, or all the three reflectors are silver, right?
Yep.
Yep, even
Okay,
I know
the
that
silver
already.
side. Oh yeah. And that's adding to that glow in her hair, glow on the skin. Which I will say, I was getting a lot of questions recently about photographing beauty
Why
and,
this
you know,
is
people
not-
are asking about the retouching. And honestly, if you have a good model, good skin, good makeup artist,
And good photographer and
Well,
lighting. Hello.
great light,
Yes.
all of these things all kind of come together to make it to where like you pull off the whole look. If any one thing is missing, you're gonna have a pretty hard time. So beautiful. There we go.
What's your opinion on the Rokinon autofocus? What reflectors? Oh, autofocus
well,
lens and alternative.
I haven't used too many of their lenses. I tried, I think it was like a 14 millimeter lens back in the day. And, you know, I think if you're on a budget that you get what you can afford and you just use it to the best of your abilities. But in time, as you know, have the money to buy better equipment, there's definitely better lenses out there. I wasn't impressed with the performance of mine. Very nice.
What's the distance between the in centimeters between main light and pretty model?
Oh, centimeters.
Listen, I know you're Polish. We go with the centimeters, but Miguel,
I'm not good at the maths, so I'm just gonna go by like, kind of reach out for this. Reach out for this light. So, what, 2 and change feet away? Maybe? 2.5 feet? Whatever that comes out to in centimeters. Google.com.
yes, ask.
Type centimeters or feet to centimeters,
Centimeters, yeah.
and you'll get your answer. I always thought that was funny. Like, I know I have an audience that's not always US based, right?
Right.
So, like, if I do the imperial system, like, somebody else is going to get thrown off, you know. So it's just really hard. It's really easy on Google. Just input the numbers, you'll get the answer.
Or you just have to learn.
Or just learn. I know I could do that, but you know, there's so much to learn.
So much.
I feel like my photography will get better if I learn about centimeters and millimeters.
What do you think of the 3 reflectors in the eye catch light?
Bring one in close. So like maybe doing something to where it's closer to the face. Yes. Just like that. You were saying the reflectors.
What do you think of? Hold on, I need to.
Oh, I love that.
What do you think of the 3 reflectors in the eye catch light?
I think they're beautiful. They draw the attention into the eyes. Got another video about that on my YouTube channel talking about catch lights. And so the purpose of them is to create some sort of an interesting shine inside of the eye and to lure you as the viewer into the eyes. So I want them there. I think I had a question recently too about seeing my reflection in their eyes because the light is behind me. If you zoom into her eyes, you're going to see me,
Yeah.
you know, the silhouette of me taking the pictures, and people ask, do you take that out? Absolutely not. Like, that's part of how the photo was taken. So I think people are like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to see you in the photo, but
But
for one-
why not? I feel like
yeah,
it's
why not? Like,
yeah.
it adds something a little different, a little something a little more interesting. Actually, let's take a look at these photos too. Let's see what we
Oh,
got.
and by the way, someone loves my accent. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. About to turn into like a date stream over here. You know? So look at this.
Gorgeous.
Stunning. Love this. Here's the smiley
Can we see the
ones.
screen that that the software you're using? What
Oh.
software you're using?
This is Capture One.
Capture One.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I love it.
pretty
with
much
the
all
smile.
my tethering, I'm tethering with Capture One. So that's what you're seeing. And these are all raw files.
Yes.
So for anybody who's asking and they're like, oh, what do your photos look like when they come straight out of camera? How much Photoshop do you do? It looks much brighter on the screen
Yes.
than it actually is. But yeah, I mean, they look pretty doggone close to what the retouch file is going to be.
Is it possible to zoom into the eyes so we can see the reflector?
Yeah, let me go to one of the last ones. Let me see, was there? There it is. Okay. So let's invade the world of the eye.
Wow.
Oh, I see my last.
So there's me.
Yep.
There it is.
And no
So-
contact lenses. That's
Nope,
for
no
eye color.
contacts. That makes
Yep.
retouching a lot easier, believe it or not. So big 7-foot umbrella behind me is the main light, gridded beauty dish above. That's adding Some of the specularity that you're seeing on the cheekbones and on the forehead, and the silver reflectors below add these highlights on the neck and a little bit on the lips. So yeah, this is Cosmetics 101 here. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not showing the brand, but I'm okay with that because I'm sure.
I mean, NARS is so known for.
Yeah, like that shape of
this-
bottle
Yeah.
is pretty good. Just to be able to show that.
It's nice because it looks like I'm about to take it out,
Yeah.
put it on my lips.
And
Like you're gonna do
gazing.
you're gonna do something serious.
Like, I see that guy over there. I want
It's
to,
like,
you know,
oh, when I put on my NARS, he will be
right.
mine.
He will. He will buy me a drink.
Yes, you'll definitely buy me a drink. I love that.
Do you have the comparison between like without the black flags and like
Yes.
white? So just to see the
So you're
difference.
probably not going to be able to see that much of a difference, but we know this was with, and I would say, where's the ones without the product? I think it was maybe this one. So,
There's not a big difference, honestly, right?
I mean,
I don't know for
there's
me.
not much. So yeah, I mean, there's not a tremendous amount of difference. Really, what you would see is if you see on this side, her hair looks a little bit more, has a little bit more of a highlight versus here it's darker. So the black flag just basically adds a little bit of shape and shadow to the side of the face here. The other one is so far out on this side that it's not doing very much on this side, but I kind of like that. I mean, if I'm gonna have a flag in the frame, I really only want it to carve out one side of the face. So it doesn't make a huge difference because the lighting setup is exactly the same. So
I
let me
just
see it from my
realized-
angle.
Not in your
Yeah.
face.
No, I'll show it from my angle. That way they can see it. So yeah, so that's how it works. I would say let's do the second look now,
Yeah.
and then I'll answer some questions here. In the meantime, let's scroll here. All right, so let's go back. I'm just scrolling, guys.
Or
I'm
do you
listening.
want to do it just to have it with the bottle as well? Just.
There's another bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, never mind. All right, I'm going to be shooting. Sorry. Let's see. Let me answer a quick question while we're doing that.
Can I need this one?
Let's see. Is it possible to zoom in? We did that. Is he using Profoto D2 500 or 1000 watt? I'm using the 1000 watt Profoto D2. Although you could use the 500 watt and it'd be fine too. Do you always shoot auto white balance in the studio? Yes, unless the pictures are coming out blue, in which case I'll switch to daylight or to flash. Can you do more videos on frequency separation? I can. I definitely can. Do you show comparison shots? We did that. Do you wirelessly tether? I don't at the moment, but I will because I do have one here in the studio. I just haven't used it yet. Let's see. Let's see, I think you're not letting the picture breathe. Also work on one expression of the model. Why making it hard for yourself? Because this is what I do. It's just the way I work, man. I like to make things hard. Let's see. Is there a modifier on the umbrella Profoto light? The umbrella is the modifier, I think. Yeah, I think that's the question. Anyway, let me flip back around. Now we have another bottle. So I'll hand this one back off. Make some magic happen. All right, keep the settings the same. Oh yeah, very good.
Do you like it front and center?
Yeah, it looks good. I would say that middle, I think it's the middle finger on this side, bring it down a little bit. So you're not covering, yeah, there you go. Very nice.
Do we have to go to the setup, Miguel, to see the pictures?
To the computer, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
The only reason why, you know why? Because I want to see the color of the foundation
The
matches
color of the foundation,
skin.
check it out. It should
I
be-
don't know how to do it.
Oh,
Yeah, because we have those
forgot,
too.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
that's okay.
I start them so they're not showing the new ones. Let's see. So boom.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
It's crazy. Almost matches the skin tone. Very cool.
Hair is fine.
I like it that hair like that, you
Yeah.
know, because it's almost like very angelic and a little bit different, you know, so you have the variety.
Yeah, since the first one had the hair kind of over the shoulder, I do like that. And I think maybe for the second look, maybe we try hair up.
Yep.
Just to see.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do
Looks
it.
good. Looks good.
Someone
to me.
said thanks for the quick lunchtime video.
Heck yeah, I try. I was supposed to produce a video today, and then things got a little complicated, so they didn't get complicated. I just couldn't make it work. So I figured I would live stream today. You guys can just join in since we're shooting. And, you know, sometimes I feel like these fly on the wall moments might be better for you guys to kind of see how I work. Because this is the reality of kind of what I do. I know in the video tutorials everything is very sleek and, you know, polished, and I'm saying things perfectly because of my teleprompter if you watch my last video. Versus watching the live stream, you hear how silly I am and just how ridiculous a photo shoot can be. You know, we have a good time. Ooh, love that. Bring it closer to your face. There you go. Just like that. Hold that. Ah, love it. I'm going to take 2 more. Don't move that close. Hold that. Oh, killer. Love it. Okay. There we go. And then maybe leaning the head on it, just like that. Yep. Perfect. Eyes to the camera. There we go. Great. And in case anyone is wondering, they might be wondering, like, how do I know what pose to go to? And I just make it up as I go. So as she's posing and doing her thing, I see angles that look really good. And maybe the angle she's giving me looks really good, but I'm like, wow, it'd be interesting to see it this way or a little bit this way. So that's when I'll instruct them to basically just tilt their head, or, you know, eyes to the camera, eyes away from the camera. Just make little adjustments to make it
That's beautiful.
different.
Yes.
Yeah, these are really nice.
Really nice.
Wonderful. Let's see, rotate towards the camera just a touch. There you go, just like that. Same pose, all that. Wonderful. That's great.
Is there a modifier on the umbrella Profoto light? Someone asking.
On the Profoto light. So the umbrella is the modifier. It's just a bare bulb flashing into this white umbrella. And then I've got a 20-inch beauty dish with a grid. And that's just basically a fill, pretty much acting as a fill light. Main light is the umbrella, fill light is the beauty dish. Do we have another bottle? I feel like we got this one.
Yeah.
Let's do,
No,
or are they all the same?
they're all the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool. We got the 2 then. Let's do another face.
Here we go. Yes.
All right. Whoop. Let's flip this bad boy around. All right, cool. Here we go. So let's see where the comments went to.
I'll show you what I have. Yeah.
There we go. What do you keep your picture profile? It's on standard, I believe. Yeah. Let's see. Wong was asking, is that Capture One Pro? It is. Also a video on how you edit in Lightroom. I can show you, but I don't use Lightroom as much as I do Capture One. So the video might be a little bit shorter. Let's see. Why do you use the 3 reflectors as opposed to the curved one? So the curved one you're talking about, the Westcott highlighter, looks really nice. But I do think that I just like the way that it looks with the individual catch lights that come from the Elastilite. The fact that you can take it away, you can add it, you know, it's a little bit more versatility. So if you don't want all 3 panels, you could just have one in the middle or one on the side. It's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with it. Let's see. But the highlighter is really nice too. Let's see. Obi was asking, is the large umbrella providing any fill light? The large umbrella is actually the main light in this setup. Let's see. Harlan, do you have any videos on how to use Capture One? I have a couple of videos, but if you search my name and search Capture One, you'll find a video that I did for them directly. It was like an hour and change long. It was a pretty long video. So let's see, going back through some of the comments here. We're asking you only take headshot. For these photos, we're doing a beauty shoot today, so it's all going to be close-up headshots. So yes.
Yeah, I like the
And that's kind of what I'm known for. That's kind of my thing as of late. So Let's see. Somebody else asked about the reflectors, using it over the highlighter. Cost difference, I imagine they're both in the same price range. They're a couple $100s. So let's see. Somebody was asking about the Rokinon, which I talked about.
Let me just grab my ponytail. Oh, scrunchie. No, it's scrunchie.
Backgrounds, we talked about. Triggers, we talked about. Let's see. Talked about the scrims. Cool. All right, so I think we got caught up on all those questions. Let's see. Are you going to be at Photo Plus? I'm going to try to be. I've been going for the last 5 years, I think, so I should more than likely be there. Marcel was asking her shiny cheeks, do they give problems? No, they don't. Her shiny cheeks are what we were going for with the makeup. It's a look, it's a thing. What lens was I using? I've got the Sony 135mm 1.8 G Master. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so I do not know if I'd not missed that because we have a very massive storm all over Poland and YouTube is glitching extremely often, but could Jessica give her Instagram?
Yeah.
So hold on, let me flip this around. Here we go.
It is at Jessica, so Jessica, and then M as in Monica, Arkowski.
Markowski. There it is. Jessica Markowski.
Jessica Markowski.
Boom.
Boom.
There it is. And I'll put it in the description after the video posts up. By the way, since I flipped the camera, you guys probably saw that the studio is a mess. I'm doing some renovations and yeah, so it's kind of upside down right now. So just like I apologize to the model, I apologize in advance. It's kind of a mess. More so than usual. It's always messy in here, but she's not a mess, so it's all good. As long as my model is not a mess, we're good to go. We've got good times ahead here. So let's see. And let me go back here to the setup. So I'm gonna have to change up my lighting here in a moment. But just to show you guys again from the camera's perspective. So Lassolite tri-reflector with the silver side. We had the Profoto gridded beauty dish. Again, if you want to see exactly kind of what the idea is behind this, check out the 5 ways I use a beauty dish video. I wasn't joking in that video when I say that this is one of the setups that I would use, which is basically to have this as a fill light to basically just bring out the highlights in the face, and then have the 7-foot umbrella acting as a main light. So this is basically the only setup here with silver reflector for fill. We've got black V-flats on either side to of negative fill, and then this beautiful beige background, which I probably have taken some of my favorite photos with this color of background. So yeah, it's super nice. And this is what I look like in that same light. Probably not as good as she did, but whatever. Let's see. Need more videos with Manny. Yeah, I'm always down. Maybe we'll get to shoot another one together relatively soon. Susan was asking, how do you like the 135? I love the 135. This is one that I've been waiting on forever. Prior to it being announced, I was waiting for it. That got announced, and I was still waiting for it. Right now, I've probably shot maybe couple thousand photos with it so far, and it's easily in my top 5 favorite lenses at this point. Up there with the 100mm G Master, up there with the 70-200, up there with the 85-1.8. I don't know what the 5th one is right now. I'll get back to you on that, but it's definitely top 5 for sure. So, and I'm actually going to change things up. So, oh yeah, the macro. What am I talking about? This one also in my top 5. 90 macro 2.8. It's a beast. Somebody was asking about it just as I was thinking, see, I read your mind. I knew you were going to ask me about this. Yes. The only problem with my 90 macro right now is I accidentally dropped it a few months ago. And first time ever. I've never dropped a lens in my life. And actually, no, that's a lie. I have dropped lenses before. But this one I dropped, and it's the first time that I ever actually damaged a lens. So I'm gonna have to get the 90 macro fixed. So if you've seen any of my recent photos and you're wondering, like, man, Miguel's not posting anything with the 90 macro anymore. That's why it's gonna have to get fixed. So I'm thinking we're gonna do, actually, let's go back. I'm gonna talk to Agnes here. So what are we doing with the makeup?
Like very summery, rose cheeks. I'll just wing the eyeliner. I'm just gonna wing it, just like my life. No.
Hey, when you wing it, it works. What colors are you doing? Are you keeping it kind of in this tone?
I'm gonna do like a bright pink lip.
Okay.
Almost like a corally. I think it would be really cool with the dress.
Right.
And then just like keep it still nice skin, very fresh, not as much glow as
Right.
we did with the first one, because it's more of like a.
It'll be more matted.
Yes, more
Okay.
matted and just like a statement with eyeliner.
Cool.
That's it.
Very cool. So that gives me an idea. I like that. It's going to look awesome. So I'm just thinking, I was asking because I want to figure out colors for backgrounds. So let's walk back in the studio here. So knowing that those are the colors that we're working with, I'm going to flip this around so you guys can see this craziness that is my backdrop collection. And this isn't even all of them. This is just the ones that I'm stashing at the studio. But we got a lot of colors. When I'm thinking of what backgrounds I want to use, I kind of want something that's going to complement her clothing, something that's going to complement the color of her makeup. I would dare say, because she has pink on, sometimes you could use this kind of pinkish background and it creates kind of an interesting look. The easiest one, I would say, of all of these setups would be to go with this gray, which I believe is fashion gray. So if I did that, that's super neutral. It's going to look good, but it's just going to be kind of generic good, if that makes sense. You know, it's going to be good, but it's like, yeah, anybody can make it look good with that. I could go with black, but again, black is also very common. So if I want to make some shots that look a little bit different, I'm probably going to lean towards doing a color that's not as common. So that pink color could probably look really awesome. So I think that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to take this pink, flip this around. All right, so we're going to switch it up for pink here. I'm just going to buy some time here for a few minutes while they're finishing up the makeup. I don't want to have to put the phone down. So let me see what questions do you guys have, by the way? Let me know if you're watching. Is the depth of field too narrow on macro? Not at all. If you're shooting with, let's say, f11, f8, whatever the case might be, you should be fine. You have plenty of depth of field. So let's see. Why using the beauty dish? Beauty dish, what's the main light work? Most hard light, but uses only one light setup. People are doing, but you're, yeah. So I got a question here in regards to using the beauty dish. So the main light is the umbrella. So when I set this lighting setup up, the first thing I did, actually I worked backwards because I thought I was going to use the beauty dish as the main light. When I took that first photo, because this light is concentrated with the grid, the background didn't look beige at all. It looked gray. So I wanted the background to actually have its correct natural color. So in order to do that, I said, well, I could use the umbrella as a fill light that will come in and that will add that actual real color to the background. But then I started to think about it, and I kind of want a softer light look. I want something that's a little bit of a mix, but closer to the softer side. So that's why I went with the 7-foot white umbrella versus using the beauty dish as the main light and then using the umbrella as a fill. Try it sometime. You'll see what I'm talking about. I felt like you get a better balance of getting something that's sharp, but the lighting isn't super hard. So yeah, complicated, but that's why. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Oh, and then I'll show you guys too, in case you're tuning in a little bit late. So this is some of the photos that we did. And if all went well, all of these should be really nice and sharp. And again, these are all raw photos, no presets applied. No retouching. Nothing yet. But honestly, again, when you have a great model, great makeup, great lighting, you shouldn't have to do very much to these photos. You know, usually it's like really simple cleanup of the makeup and things of that nature. I don't know if this is really translating very well via the phone, because I think this streams at like 720p. But on my screen, this is so sharp right now. I'm looking at this on a 4K monitor. It's ridiculously sharp. That 135 is the truth. Let me see. When using a black background, how do you keep it from turning gray when using a strobe? Mine never come out with a rich black color. Okay, so the key to getting black, like deep signals out there, it looks like we're back in business. We are back, just in time too.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Awesome. We're gonna do pink, by the way. That's what we're going for. I didn't set it up yet. I'm gonna wait until you're done, and then I'm gonna give you the phone so that way they don't have to watch me struggle to put this backdrop up. All right, here we go. Let's go back, and I think I was showing you guys something. Felt like I was showing you. What was I doing? Then these were some of the photos. Felt like I was going to show you guys something. I'll probably have to rewatch my own live stream to figure out what I was going to try to show you guys. Oh well. Anyway, what questions do you guys have? Let me know. Maybe I'll live stream the rest of the shoot, maybe not. We'll see. If you guys are asking questions and you know, want to know things, I'll let you guys continue to join. But
this style, they forgot to put the bell.
Oh,
Like all of these dresses.
There we go.
just forgot to include the bell.
all right, so let's see. Thank you.
20%.
You have at least one new Insta fan.
Yeah, but it was really cheap.
Nice. Somebody just followed you on Instagram. They wanted me to let you know that. James, how's it going? Welcome. So yeah, if you guys are just joining in, basically we're in the middle of a photo shoot, and I figured I would let you guys join in and kind of see what we've got going here for the day. And then I'm answering questions. Models answering questions. Makeup artists is answering questions. So not just me today.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
Any questions for us? We're
Yeah,
here.
throw them our way. So, you know, we're doing some work. See, look at the ceiling right now. It's crazy. Told you guys I was doing some renovations here, and you know, the ceiling height here in the studio is kind of low. So I got curious one day and I started taking off this little drop ceiling, and this is probably 2.5 feet of space up here. So in the next week or so, if everything goes according to plan, all of this is going to be gone, and you're just going to see exposed wood there. This will be finished off with drywall. Have some really nice high ceiling action happening here. Let's see. Are you, where is it? Keep going. Also, are you doing a photo walk at the next WPPI? I don't know yet. I mean, I'll definitely be there, but I don't know if I'm doing a photo walk or not. Please, doing any kind of photo shoot, please live. I will watch at any time. Thank you. I appreciate that. What are your camera settings? No use of tripod. So camera settings was f8, 1/160 for shutter, and ISO 100. I've got a tripod, but I don't use it for beauty. When you're shooting at those settings, you really don't need it unless the model has had a lot of coffee and she's like moving a bunch, which she's not. Maybe she did have a lot of coffee, but she's definitely not jittery, which is good. I also am not jittery, so as long as we're both pretty steady, we will have pretty sharp images. But if you're doing a campaign and let's say you want to be extra sure that the shots come out nice and sharp, sure, you could use a tripod. But for me, I feel like it's awkward to try to compose some of the shots the way I want to with a tripod. It just, you fight with it more than anything. So, yeah. In other words, nothing wrong with it. I've had plenty of times throughout my career where, like, all I do is just shoot on a tripod. but not so much these days. Let's see. What are your lights? Can you make a video about light and camera settings? Yes, I can. I definitely will. Light settings. Actually, that's a good question. I'm going to get up and answer that. Hold on. So main light is like main light is set to 8.3, and fill light set to 5.0. So that's the ratio. This light is much brighter than this light. That's all you need to know. As far as exact settings, don't fill in the exact settings because it might be a little bit different. And that's actually a video that I have coming up. I'm doing a series of light recipes where if you want to get exact, like you want to exactly recreate a photo that I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a video in partnership with Sakonic where I actually measure the actual light settings and distance of the model to the background and the lights to the model and all that good stuff so that you guys can recreate it if that is something you're into. So let's see. James, your boy Scoop Man has a new song out this Friday. Are you shooting anything for him? He's collabing with Damon John. Yeah, I know he's been working on some new music with a few people. At this point in time, I'm not slated to do anything, but it's the nature of the business. One day I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to do tomorrow. And the next thing you know, I'm traveling wherever to go do whatever. So don't have anything scheduled with him at this point, but we do a lot of projects together. Matter of fact, I have a new video that we did together, an episode of Gaming with Creatives, which I released the first episode on my channel and it didn't do well. I guess you guys don't like video game related content. I thought it would be kind of cool to sit down with creative folks and interview them in a way that's a little different. So instead of just like a sit down interview, we'd sit down and play video games and talk about stuff. And I felt like that would be a different format, and it still might end up being something that I continue on, but it just won't be on my channel. So I'm probably going to end up making a new channel, releasing the content on there. So he will be on the next episode, though. It's already recorded, and I just got to finish editing. Let's see. You trying any kind of light painting shots like long exposure? Please do any tutorial on this category. Yes. Yes, you will definitely see that. Call him and get another live stream. Y'all killed on the last live. Thank you. Yeah, dude, the Gaming with Creatives episode with him is going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be so good. I can't wait to show you guys that. But we got to work on that. So it's all good. I got to flip this around. Hold on. This is set life right here.
Are you nuts?
Yes. This is what happens behind the scenes.
Building up the content, guys.
Yes.
We're trying to be like you.
Exactly.
Yep. Everybody is trying to shoot content today. It's just that's the way that we do, you know? So she's shooting stuff for Instagram. I'm shooting stuff for you guys here for YouTube. This is how you keep up with one another. So you can never say like, oh, I don't have time to create content. Just do it in the midst of whatever it is that you're doing, you know?
Yes.
So do me a favor, by the way, guys, if you're watching this live stream and if you enjoy just randomness like this, let me know in the comment section. And also, biggest thing you could do, couple things you could do for me. Thumbs up on the video. That goes a long way. Second thing, share it with your photography friends. If you're on Facebook, if you're in a Facebook group or whatever the case might be with photographers who you think might benefit from watching a working professional in a studio, share the video with them because that helps me out. And then in turn, it helps you out because then I give you the time, answer questions, so on and so forth. So let's see. How do you find models for personal projects? Agencies, Facebook, or Instagram? I like all of the above. Finding models, in the very beginning, it's different than today. So in the beginning, finding models, you'll photograph anyone that is willing to get in front of your camera, right? So it could be friends, friends of friends, friends of friends of friends, somebody you met at the mall, Instagram people, Facebook people, whatever. Anyone that will shoot with you, you shoot with them. When you start to get really good, you share your images on social media through Facebook, Instagram. People get to know who you are. A lot of word of mouth starts happening. And the next thing you know, you get to the point to where you have more people that want to shoot with you than you have time for. And that's unfortunately where I am these days, where I mean, we could do probably 10 shoots a day for the next 2 years. And Agnes would like die. She would cry. And if we did photo shoots with every single model that reaches out to us on Instagram,
Slip my wrist.
we would literally die.
My creativeness would die.
Yeah, it would be.
Sometimes you need to have like a little bit of, and you know what is the longer you are in this industry, unfortunately you have to be very picky. And
Yep.
I always tell that there's a big difference with models and who knows their angles and gives you expressions, gives you a smile, gives the moody looks. Then someone who's like, oh, I want to have pictures taken.
Right. Yep.
No.
You're totally right.
So I
100%.
passed.
She passed.
Oh my gosh,
She
yes.
passed. She was in like this quick.
I was like,
Super
is her
fast.
eyes real? I'm like, wow. Because when Kat messaged me, I was like, wow, she's beautiful. I was like,
So that was the short answer, basically. You just.
Yes.
So why some people are using continuous light? What's the purpose? They can use continuous light because it's easier. Because you see what the light is doing. So, and it's also usually more affordable because you can buy just like a standard softbox with bulbs for probably like $100. So it's definitely a lot more affordable, but it's less versatile. The stuff that I'm showing you right now, you probably couldn't pull off with any type of constant light unless it was like totally blinding the model. Because I mean, we've got 1,000-watt lights. It took 2,000-watt lights plus reflectors to shoot the images that you were looking at. If I was shooting that with LEDs or continuous light, the model would hate my guts. She wouldn't even be able to see me, actually. Which might be a good thing. So let's see. Are we good?
yes.
Yes,
All right,
let's
so
go.
I'm going to switch. I'm going to give you the phone.
Sure. Thank you.
And I'm going to switch the background, and if there's any questions, and then you can kind of talk about your approach with this look.
Oh, mine?
Yeah, like
I told you it's Monday. I just winged it. I kid you not. Like literally, we winged
it.
it.
Comes out so good. That's the thing. When I wing it, it doesn't come out like that.
I don't know. Recently, I've been challenging myself with like wing eyeliner because it's never been like not my strength, but I kind of like, let me just not do it. I was not in the mood, so now I like force myself.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
What is this wing liner you speak of?
Name, brand.
That little line on the edge of the eye?
I think it's like Kat Von. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yes.
it's
That's what it is.
You're finding it hard to like make the line straight, or like what is?
I don't know. Sometimes it just depends on like eye, a socket or like eye shape. Some models and some clients, it's more difficult, and depending on the product you use. So, and depending on the day, I'm not gonna lie. So, either
the
you're
time.
yes, the time, because sometimes when you're like really in a rush, no, but it looks beautiful. So we going as Mua. How do you decide to work with different photographers? What are you looking for? So someone is asking me. So is asking me. Yes, as a makeup artist, how I decide to work. He got me very spoiled. Let's just say it that way. So I became very particular on pictures. I always look like the lighting, how the skin finish is, that the pictures are not over retouched, and just like different expressions. And just like, you have a really good relationship like together, I feel like. We've been working together for what, like over like 2 years?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
2 years, yeah. So we haven't killed each other yet, so I guess.
Nope, we're still good.
We're still good.
We're still good.
Yes.
We got another few months before that happens.
Exactly.
You're still in honeymoon phase.
Yeah, as I'm working.
I just know, give you your space. And
No, you
know-
do. You do.
I know I won't get hurt.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, just give me your space, and I know I will survive.
No, you know what it is? It's with Miguel. I feel like we have working wise, we have really good relationship because you like let me go with my crazy ideas and just don't force it. But then if you see something or you have idea, I'm like very open to it too. So you have to have like both ways relationship, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
So those are the things that you look for, is people who don't overreach the photos.
Yes.
Seems like all the things that I look for. When I work with a model, I do the same things. It's always like, I don't want to work with models whose like portfolios are full of photos that are over-retouched. It might seem kind of silly, but it's like when you see the photo and you're like, oh, every single one of them, they're like mannequins.
Yes.
Like, do they really look like that in
Right,
person?
because you're scared that they don't
Yeah.
look the same.
Like, what if their skin is really, really bad?
Right.
And then I have to pay like $1,000 an image to retouch.
Well, and another part is like, you know, when you're working with, you know, models that they are signed with agencies, it's almost like your work to make sure your skin it looks good too, right?
Totally.
Yeah, because it's just
I'm not gonna book a job if my skin doesn't look good.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, it's gonna be so
Like this.
good.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, an investment. Like I need to take care of my skin in order
Exactly.
for me to make money. So-
Exactly. So that's why it's important to work with models who know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with the models, how we find usually, you know, either through agencies, with agencies, or we just scout it out, or with Jessica, how we kind of connected is through yes, through Instagram and through
We
our
slide into each other's
yes.
DMs.
And thanks to Kat, yes, so we got introduced. Also, it's all about networking. I feel like, you know, who knows who. Oh, I know this photographer. Oh, you should work with this makeup artist, hairstylist, photographer. So make sure to always like network.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many times where I even reach out to photographers
Totally.
by DMing them because like I like their work. So I'll message them, and
Absolutely.
not everybody replies, but
Yes.
those who do, I end up working with because I like their
Absolutely,
work.
absolutely.
So I think it's really important to DM people
Same here.
because it could really get you a long way with working with people you never thought you could have a chance to work with.
Yes. But one thing, what I have to say, if you want to, you know, like you're going to send DM to someone, don't send me, because I got DMs. It's like, oh, hey, honey, can I, you know, like, oh, hey, honey, can we work together? Or like, oh, I want to work with you. And that's it.
Right.
Like, make sure to introduce yourself and just who you are, what are you doing,
Yeah.
what your plans are, and like, what do you want to work on, instead of, because it's kind of like, I'm probably going to pass on that DM or be like, whatever, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah,
like,
you have to
just
be a little bit more professional about it.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I find that
Yeah.
very helpful.
Agreed.
By the way, we love this dress.
Buy it in Bloomingdale's if there are any girls out there. I bought it 2 days ago.
I love it.
for
Guess what?
$60.
Yes. Guess where Agnes will be going today? Yes.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments for it.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It's a good color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, yeah. So we're going with like more
Chip?
chips. Cheeks.
I want
Cheeks.
chips.
When did this happen?
I don't know.
Where are the chips?
What just happened there?
Are we doing commercial for chips?
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, that first light setup looked really, really good. So I'm gonna try it actually as is. I'm just gonna leave everything the same. I just want to see what this looks like with just changing it to pink. Because maybe it's really good. You don't have to do much. Okay. Look at this photo. I already see something I want to change, but luckily it's not much. All right. So,
We might go with the hair just up
Oh,
because it
yeah.
looks like you have
Yeah.
a messiness.
yeah.
Yeah, in the back.
Or we could do like a bun.
Bun, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
do like a
let's
bun up top.
let's just roll it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, my hair
switch.
looks.
I'll take this. So, yeah, I would say that's an easy change. The backdrop actually looks good. The lighting looks good. I don't mind that. Although I might do a little something different with this light setup, just so that the two photos from this session don't end up looking too far similar. So let's see. Let me flip this around. Let's see. James was asking you, Agnes, do you find models for your projects, or do you and Miguel collab on the model?
I usually have like idea what model I want to shoot. So
Oh, so much better.
right? So very often I'll find it, or we just like or you will be, or sometimes you like send me a model's Instagram or their portfolios, and it's like, what do you think? So kind of go together, I would say, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
sometimes you do, sometimes I do, so it's kind of, yeah, both. So like, don't, if I have like, oh, you know what is, oh, I found this really good model, what do you think about it?
right.
So I'm not afraid to like ask you.
Yeah, because sometimes we see, like, the two of us will see different things. So sometimes she'll say, oh, I've got this girl, she's great. Sends me the Instagram, I look at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, she is great. Or I'll look at it and say, oh, a lot of her photos, she does the same pose over and over or something like that. And it might be a little harder for us to get workable shots out of her. So then that tends to happen too. But yeah, usually we collaborate, and sometimes she's just like, hey, I've got a beautiful girl I want to photograph. And I do the same. So we look out for one another. Let's see. I've watched a few of your tutorials, and it's helped me in my photography. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. My pleasure. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, any other questions you guys have? So here's my thought process while they're doing this little change up here. First thing was that I was noticing that on the camera left side of the face, it's a little bit too bright. And that's partially because of this beauty dish, this gridded dish. On the first shot, it was actually okay, but on this background, I'm not really loving what I'm seeing. So what I'm gonna is I'm gonna try a couple of different things actually. First thing off the top of my head does, so I'm actually just gonna move this beauty dish out of the way, and then we'll bring in that 7-foot umbrella, and we'll reposition it so that it becomes the main light in this shot. Bring this in a little closer. So this is part of the reason, by the way, that I'm doing this renovation in the studio, because if you guys notice, that 7-foot umbrella is touching the drop ceiling, but in reality, there's another like 2.5 feet above this. So in a perfect world, this drop ceiling is going to be gone, and I'll have another 2 feet and change to be able to raise this up. So composition-wise, you always put the model in the middle or play around. No, so that's actually a good question. Let me go back to the computer here. Let me see if this will work. So you guys will probably notice on this photo, you guys see the rule of thirds grid? It's probably really faint, but if you put this rule of thirds overlay on any of my photos, you're going to notice that it's going to be somewhere near the eyes. So I always have the rule of thirds grid on in my camera, and that's how I compose the majority of my shot, is to make sure that top line is intersecting near the eyes. So sometimes they're in the center, sometimes not, but yeah. Let's see, you are one of the best photography teachers on YouTube. Keep impacting. Thank you. Thanks for the love. Appreciate that. I'm going to pass you back over to Agnes. And
That's a close-up.
going to change things up a little bit.
Gorgeous.
Decided to do a bun instead.
Yes. Beautiful. Look at Jessica's eyes. She does not wear contacts. That's her real eye color.
They're my Polish eyes.
Yes, beautiful. And
My dad's nickname, his eyes are even more intense than
Really?
mine. His nickname is Husky.
Husky? Oh, that's a good one.
Because his eyes are like
Eyes are
just
so blue.
pierce, yeah.
Wow.
Very piercing.
Husky
They're
was
okay.
like big guy. I was thinking he was just like a big tough guy.
No, like Husky the dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Huskies do have
Yeah.
like beautiful
Yeah.
shade of eyes. All right, so quick little test with the new lights here. It's really the same light, just different setup. Okay, we got a light grenade. That's okay, because this is at 8. Bring this down to 7.5. And, oh yeah, now we're in business. Just a little more. There we go. Awesome. There we go. Cool. All right, let me look at this photo before I go gangbusters on this. Get rid of this thing here. So straight on, light looks really clean. Off to the side, light still looks really good. Eyes are nice and sharp. This one not as much because we're at f8, but that's all right.
Like with that
Oh, yeah.
glimpse,
Zoom
like,
all the way in.
if we talking about details, we might as well.
Yeah, the hair looks much better.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Huge
agreed.
difference. But you know, that's where it takes, like, we got to do the first one, you know, to get to this.
It's true.
Really nice, simple setup. The one thing that I'm noticing on a couple of these is that there's a little bit of light bleed on the top of your head. Notice how your hair is turning pink up here.
What should
So-
I do about it?
That's me. That's a me thing.
I'm
That's a
kidding.
Miguel thing. So, and I don't hate it, but it is kind of annoying. So let's do this. Here's what we shall do to fix the aforementioned problem. We will bring all of this away. We'll probably get a little bit of a deeper pink background. Nice. Love, love, love this dress. This looks really cool. Great. Camera set those photo nerds out there like myself. F8 1/160, ISO 100. We're shooting with just one light, which is a 7-foot Westcott umbrella, white interior, with a Profoto D2 1000 watt strobe. It's getting the job done. I will say that it's a little tricky taking photos like this. If you guys notice, I'm like basically inside of the umbrella. It gets really hot. It's the only bad part. I'll probably have a really great tan on the back of my neck and head after this.
Oh, really? It is?
The light's bouncing off the umbrella and it comes back, and because my head is blocking it, the back of my neck is probably going to be red. Like it's crazy. It's really warm. Partially kidding, but partially serious. Amazing. Great. Very good. Agnes, how are we looking?
Yes, but I don't have any comments, or maybe oh no, there are. Oh, when we are coming to South America to this workshop. Well, for now, you can watch Miguel's YouTube.
Yeah. But I do think that a workshop would be pretty amazing. I have been talking with a couple of sponsors to put together a workshop here in New Jersey, and it's all in the talking stages right now. But once we have that worked out, I will 100% let you guys know, because it is something that's on my radar. And I've got a couple of other locations and dates that are planned for later this year. LA, I'm coming to see you in November. Cleveland, I'll probably see you guys in September. Not probably, I definitely will. I'll announce that a little later. Beautiful. Love that. Dip the shoulder down just a touch. There you go. A little more. Down
A little more?
Yeah, because the ruffle is coming.
In your face, yeah.
Take towards me from the waist. There you go. Just like that. Perfect. Let me get in a little tighter here. Bringing the shoulder back up. Very nice. Gorgeous. Love that. Good. Oh, the last one. This one is awesome. Great. Awesome. Look in the same direction as your nose for a shot. So don't move your body. Keep your pose the same, but look in the same direction as your nose. There you go, just like that. Hold it for 2 shots. Move, 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 move. Nice.
Oh, beautiful,
Very
Jess.
cool. Love that.
Gorgeous.
Cool, let me look at a couple of these. So when I say that, by the way, sometimes I say it because my arms are tired and I'm weakling. So I'm just like, I gotta put the camera down before my arms break off. So there's that too. But most of the time I took a photo that I saw in my viewfinder that looked really, really killer and like this. And I just want to see it, you know? I want to marvel at my handiwork, my lighting, and marvel at Agnes's amazing, what is this you said? Wingtip? whatever that
Yes.
is.
Yes, Miguel, that's your
Wingtip.
It's
I'm
Q-tip,
learning. I'm
same
learning.
thing.
Q-tip, wingtip.
Listen,
Q-tip,
I'm
wingtip,
learning.
same
I'm figuring
thing.
these things
just don't
out.
say that to your wife. Honey, are you doing wingtips today?
Like, oh man, I would be the one that would say something.
And
like
that's
that.
why you're a photographer.
That's correct. That's correct. I know I stay in my lane. Let's see. So these are the earlier ones. I mean, look at how awesome the
Beautiful.
pink. You would think
Stunning.
that pink on pink doesn't work.
Yeah.
But with the lip, with the dress,
I
and
think
then
the
that
red.
color- I think it's the color of the eyes.
Oh, that's
that
too.
blue
Yeah.
is
Yes.
yeah, it's great. For
It's
this,
like
it's
50
good.
shades of pink.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, but it works though,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
it
In
does,
this
it
case,
does.
it's one of those where like,
Beautiful.
had you told me, hey, I've got a pink dress and I want to be photographed on pink, I'd be like, isn't that a little bit too much pink though? But then you see it and it's like, oh, well, it works. It's not too pink at all. I love these.
Wow.
They're super nice.
Good.
Namet, a photographer, said that the pink is like the most frustrating color too.
Yeah, it is.
It is? Why?
Is it?
You know, think about this. Remember how many times we've used that pink background and we
Never, yeah,
we've
true.
never done anything with it.
Huh.
It's weird. It's a tough color because everything has to work in order for the
True.
pink to work. So like in this case, the dress works, the makeup works, the model works. So sometimes this is why I say you have to have a lot of different colors in your arsenal. That's why people are like, oh, why do you have so many backgrounds? Everybody's face is totally different. Some people's faces won't work with white and black and gray and all the basic stuff, even though it's super neutral. Sometimes you got to pop them with a green or purple or red or some other like non-traditional color to get something interesting. In this case, pink is really hard. It's a challenging color, but with this face, this makeup, this styling, pink to me looks pretty
I
good.
love it.
I mean, I'm biased, I guess, but I want to shoot a few
We approve?
more.
But
Yeah,
yes,
we got a little bit of
approve.
proof, you know.
Yes.
We've tested it. So I do
Oh, I
want
love
to do some more
this.
like this. Like
Oh,
I
I
love
love this one.
this little frilliness that's coming
Uh-huh.
in.
It's
I
like
would
very
say bring it
flirty.
in. Bring
Yeah.
this in a little closer so that we get more of it.
Okay.
And then do more of this for me.
Okay.
Oh, and
Whatever you call
can I
that.
I'll
ask?
try.
So, do you like which side do you like better? This one or this one? Can you try with this one now? Because I like this
Yes.
wing better.
Done.
Okay.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, that was me
Done
in my
deal.
face. Oh. What am I doing?
Perfect. Yeah, this is coming up. Excellent. I'm going to shoot this whole thing today with the 135. Just to be different. Very nice. Looks great.
What are your white balance settings in camera?
White balance is set to auto. So it's on auto white balance. I am shooting raw. So when you shoot raw with auto white balance, you could always change that afterwards. And that's what I plan on doing. I will say, one of the things that I'm really loving about this new update on the A7 III, the eye autofocus, basically, this is like child's play from a photographer's perspective, because I can literally just frame my shot, hold the button halfway down and take the shot, and her eye is always going to be in focus. Like it's really just, I know maybe it looks like I'm doing something really fancy, but I'm legitimately just composing the shot in camera, push the button halfway, her eyes light up with the autofocus confirmation, and I just take the shot. Perfect. Give me something different with the hands. Give me, let's do one and just kind of bringing it in. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Love that. It's good. Nice.
What phone is that, Miguel?
The one that I'm using there.
Uh-huh.
It's the Google Pixel 3
Wow.
XL.
So clear.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I just started using it because I had my Samsung Note and I broke it.
Oh.
Guess that's what happens when you sit on a phone. Oh, this is great. Those last few shots were exceedingly good. Very nice. Good. Same things going straight. Actually, no, you're good. Let me not mess up your vibe here. Don't ruin my vibe. Love that. Good.
You're using the Sony 135G, right, Master?
Yep,
Yep.
135 G Master.
Can you make a tutorial using a Canon 6D Mark I for such a session? No.
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 But here's the cool thing though, everything that I'm showing you, just, you know, I know most YouTubers aren't gonna like tell you this, they might not share this with you, but just because you see me using the gear that I'm using, I don't know if you realize this, but if you look at my work from like 5 years ago on YouTube, I was probably using something different. I was definitely using something different because it wasn't available back then. So you'll notice that the stuff I was producing then might be a little bit different, but it's in the ballpark. So you don't have to use this a little easier, but you can use whatever cameras. I mean, I could take all of this stuff off and just use like a basic flash and a basic camera, and I'll get something that's in the ballpark of what I'm using and what I'm getting. So if you have a Canon 6D, great. Use the 135 f2, which will be something similar in focal length. And whatever light it is you have, buy one of these umbrellas. They're like $100. I'll link it in the description.
Oh, really? They're $100?
Yeah,
Well,
this is $100
maybe not that
this
big.
thing.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's super affordable. There really is no reason why you shouldn't have, like, you know, girls they accessorize with like different colors. We should accessorize with umbrella colors.
What is this picture?
So,
Pink,
yeah,
preferably.
pink for sure. You can't go wrong, you know? So yeah, you could do the 6D, just do everything that I'm doing and just replace it with your camera or light of choice. Wonderful. Good. Love that. Now I'm going to shoot a couple really close-up shots. These are going to be like cutting into the like half of your forehead.
Okay.
So it's going to be very like good strong expressions.
Okay.
I want you to cut through the camera with
No
your
hands,
expression.
probably, right?
You can bring the hands, but if you bring them in close.
That's really close.
Because if they're outside, they're getting cut off. Very nice. Yep, just like that is perfect. Love that.
If you could have only one G master for portraits, which one? 85, what is it? 85 mm 1.4 or 135 1.8, whatever that means.
So between those two, I would say the 135 because it's faster and sharper. But if you were asking in general which G Master lens, I would say the 70-200 for sure. Honestly, everything that I'm doing right now, use the 70-200 and you'd be fine. This is just more specialty if you have it. Like I know 135 is treating her very well, so I'm going to keep shooting her with the 135. But actually, do I have my 70-200 here?
I don't know,
No,
Miguel.
I don't. No, I don't. But
How
my
pretty.
gosh.
my
Show me
broken
now.
hands.
Miguel, can you give me the photos
Yeah,
today?
can you send it to me right now?
Yes.
After this,
Can you airdrop us?
after this live stream is done, I'm gonna start a second live stream.
Don't
with
worry,
my-
I'll Facetune it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
You don't need to hire anyone to Photoshop. I'll be okay.
The next live stream is
Can
gonna
you
be
imagine?
things that models say that make you want to jump off of a bridge.
I'm kidding.
We know, we know.
Obviously, I wouldn't do that.
No, we know.
I'm joking too. I'm being serious. I will jump off of a bridge. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm gonna try with the macro here. So I'm gonna get in a little
So
closer.
pretty.
All right, so right out the gates, we're struggling a little bit here. 'Cause my lens is broke.
Yeah, it's blurry.
Yeah, let's try this instead. So when in doubt, just shoot.
Wing it.
Yeah, just wing it, you know, just make it work. Oh, that's a great shot. No, that one was
It's my
perfect.
headshot.
I love it. It's gonna be the one. We're sending it to state. Perfect. Matter of fact, let's do this.
Oh my gosh, that's such a
I'm
good
sorry.
picture.
Let's see. So, yeah, unfortunately this lens fell, so when you try to focus, it's not good for this type of thing.
What's the light setup? So it's just a one umbrella we're using, correct?
Yeah, so we have, this is so sad.
No?
Yeah, this lens has got to go in. We have one light, 7-foot white umbrella, with Profoto D2. I'm gonna switch lenses again. Oh, that's so sad. It's the first time I'm taking a lens in to get repaired. That's on me. I shouldn't have dropped it. Total
Señorita.
move.
Just need some Spanish music.
I know.
Yeah. Seriously. Get some salsa. Alright, so we're gonna do the 100 mil. Maybe. Let's see. Okay. Cool. Business. Are we in business? Yes, we're in business.
This is really tight.
This one's not. I'm gonna shoot them wider, and then I'll tell you I'll come in a little tighter for these. Yep. This looks great. Awesome. Okay. If it was up to me, after these last 2 or 3 shots, I would retire. I'd be like, I have my shots, but because I'm just crazy like that, I just keep shooting. Those last 2 or 3 were really, really good.
Well, we have low disk space anyways. Oh my gosh, this one is so pretty.
Nice. Awesome. Great. And I want you to think too, as you're going through these poses, think like, trying to think of an expression. I don't want it to be happy, right? I don't want it to be smiley, but I want it to almost be a little bit kind of a cocky, like, I know I look good. Like that type of a smile. Now there's a little bit of a difference. Smile versus a Kool-Aid smile. I want to get more on the cockier side of the smile.
Okay, you want to be that mean girl.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like, yeah, I know my makeup is good, bitch. That type of thing. Very nice. Awesome. So I feel like it's a good contrast. We have kind of a lot of pink going on, so it's very like flirty, very like bubblegum. But I feel like if you couple that with an expression that's a little more, I don't want to say sinister, but something a little bit different than that lollipop type of look, I think it makes for an interesting shot. It's great. Love that. Oh, that's awesome.
Did you use a light meter?
For these shots, I didn't, but I would have used it.
Why you didn't use it? Because of...
Well, I mean, honestly, it's only one light, so with one light, you really don't need to meter so much. But if there was 2, 3, 4 lights, then you tend to get your kind of like your baseline image a little bit quicker if you meter. So in this case, it's just one light. If it doesn't look good, just power it up or down. I see less of a need for one light.
Yes, there's only one light. We're using big umbrella. For this look, we're doing
But
one
I'm gonna
light.
do them close now, so the hand's got to be more in that frame. Excellent. Good.
Or one hand.
Yeah, I would say do one, just to make it simple.
That's the light. The
Beautiful.
7-feet umbrella.
Good.
Previous look, we did the 2 lights. Miguel did use that beauty dish with it.
Excellent. Nice. And I am trying to force myself these days to try different angles that I don't normally use for shooting beauty. And I know most of the time people are like, oh, you can't shoot up at a model. But oftentimes it ends up looking really interesting.
What's the reason why you didn't use the silver umbrella and you used white?
That's an easy one. So if you look, and actually let's walk over to these and see. See, good thing I stopped. Hard drive is filling up. let's see.
We lost the pictures.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
They're all saved on the SD, thankfully. I would be ridiculously mad. So, if you see on these photographs, if this error would ever go away, if you look at the highlights, right, on the forehead, I feel like it's not super specular with the white. And if you use in the cheeks and the chin and the collarbones, I feel like this is enough in terms of shine and specularity. But if I wanted to amp it up even more, then I would switch it to the silver. But in this case, I feel like we don't really, we don't need it.
Beautiful, Jess.
Yeah, these look awesome.
Wish that.
Yeah, these are really cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. The comment you made, how like you wanted the more mean girl. Like this
Yeah.
is too. It's trying too hard. It's too happy. and-
Yeah, but it's what you would expect. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you see a pink dress,
Of course,
beautiful,
right.
you know,
It's a
makeup.
beautiful picture.
Like it's a
I
beautiful
love it.
photo. It definitely is. There's no doubt about it. But,
But
like,
it's more boring as opposed to the
yeah,
other.
like this is stunning. This
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
beautiful shot.
yeah.
But to me,
That
it's
would be
like
very more commercial, I
Right.
would say. For print, commercial,
Right.
advertising, yes.
totally agree. That's my thoughts exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like if you go with something that's a little more kind of
Ooh,
oh, there you go.
We got it.
There we go.
Showed my true colors.
Look at that.
Guys.
That's art right there.
Wow.
It's artistic. Beauty through the blur. That's what happens when you use broken lenses. Like, that's really good.
It's gorgeous.
And I think if everything is good, yeah, look at that sharpness. Do you ever see your eyes up that close?
Jeez, I haven't seen my own eyes that close.
Well, there you go. There it is.
There you have it.
They're there. They look good.
You want to act
They
nice? I
look
can zoom
good.
it.
Yeah, these are great.
They are really cute though.
So, and we have options.
Yeah,
We've got kind
yeah.
of the fun and carefree, and then we have the more editorial, something a little more dramatic. Yeah, these are awesome. I dare say that I think we have
I think so too.
too many shots in this look. I feel like there's
How many have we taken?
we have taken a grand total of 402.
Wow.
Not too bad.
Not too
It's actually 100 less than I would probably take for 2 looks. But I feel like we got so many good
ones.
shots.
Good ones,
It's like,
yeah.
That's, yeah,
like this is just crazy.
stunning.
It's gorgeous.
That looks so good.
Like, you know,
I give it.
no, just like clean it up
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yes,
the
yes,
little-
just like
yeah,
yes,
for
you know.
sure.
Yeah.
Right over
Yes,
here.
yep,
Yeah.
just like
it
sharpen.
just a touch.
Yes, yeah.
No,
that's
I
why
agree.
that's why the right one was like sharper. I'm like, that's okay.
No,
I'm just
that's a
being anal
stunner.
about.
No, but that's what you do. You're like, I do the same thing with my lights. Like, you probably would look at it and be like, oh, it's good enough. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. The light, I need to have it up higher or whatever. Like, it's got to be just right. This is really nice.
I'm happy we did the bun too.
Oh, yeah, that made all
So
the
much
difference.
cleaner looking.
True, because and you know with the dress because you have the ruffles on
Yeah.
the shoulders,
Right.
so you
It'd be
see
too
more of the your jawline and your neckline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have the
That's the
hair
first.
down with the.
Yeah, it turned out super nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
pretty
nice.
happy. Rock on.
Yes.
Good job. I love it. I'm gonna steal the phone from you. Let me flip this back around. Awesome. So hold up. We got a. Let me make sure I got all the questions answered here.
Because I was like taking videos, doing this, doing that.
Doing.
Images by Lyric. I got a $2 donation today. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Wow.
Ballin', baby.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the support. Let's see. Stunning is an understatement. Wow. Thank you. Let's see. We talked about why we didn't use a silver umbrella. These are hard choices to call. So yeah. So there is reason why for 2 looks I had 402 images. I don't want to take more because I already see so many good shots, and I don't want to deliver like 30 shots. I want to figure out which are the best of the best. Those are the only ones that end up making it to the light of day. So yeah, there's already too many really good shots right now. Let's see. Can you show the posing of the model? Can you show the screen, please? Thank you so much for the live shoot. What's the light setup? We talked about that. I'm lucky enough to have the 70 to 200 2-way. I'm looking for a reason to spend money.
Yeah.
A reason to spend money, buy the 135. You can't go wrong. Let's see.
So good.
Jessica was awesome, they said.
Thank
She
you.
was awesome.
She is pretty awesome. She makes
Aw,
life
you're so sweet.
super, super easy for me, which I'm always
Easy on a
happy.
Monday?
Yeah, super, super easy on a
like
Monday.
Or
That's a
something,
song, right? It
Is that
is.
a song?
It is.
Easy like Monday morning.
Or isn't
no,
it Sunday morning?
morning.
Dang it!
Well,
We
Dang
made
it.
it Monday.
It's Monday now.
Yes.
Easy like Monday morning. But it's
Like Monday.
Monday
Oh.
afternoon. Easy like Monday afternoon. We just made up a new song. We could do that, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe it's different in Poland, okay? It's
Yeah,
not. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's not Sunday morning in Poland. It's
Can we talk
Monday.
about that one?
There it is.
Gorgeous.
So good. Wow, I can't believe I got that.
Gorgeous.
So funny. When are we coming to South America? Man, do you guys speak Spanish at all?
No.
Yo hablo
But you could
español
teach
muy
me.
Oh,
bien.
snap.
Así.
I would love to go
I
to
would
South
love to wear
America.
this dress out there.
Seriously, hold on. Let me back up a little bit here. Look at this.
Can I wear this there?
You could. You could get away with doing that. It seems like a perfect like salsa type of with the ruffles, you know.
There you go.
I picture like you dancing with Ben Stiller in that one movie where it's
Oh,
just,
yes.
just oh man, we say silly things.
or too
Sorry.
much.
Anyway, I see we have a few seconds left. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video and whatever else. Yeah. Check me out next time.
I love
Adios.
these. These are so cute.
Piękna.
These smiling ones are really pretty.